The nature of this instructional portion will be slightly different than most. At the beginning of the show, I told you that we're going to take the techniques that we've been sharing with you from the beginning of all of the programs and putting them into practical application, even in regards to your family relationships. So this segment is entitled Family Matters or Family Dynamics. Now, one of the main reasons that people have problems with their dogs is that they're mismatched with the dog. But number two is that there was not an agreement in the family that there should be a new dog in addition to the family in the first place. So that's really critical. Approximately 80%, that's a very high percentile, 80% of the women, and sometimes their daughters, that we encounter in sessions, on the phone, people we may never see or meet, they may be just inquiries, all have wanted to have a dog problem because they brought it in without telling or asking their husband first. Now I even see that on the Dog Whisperer sometimes, on Caesar's show. Very often, it is the woman. And I'm not trying to be critical to you gals. The men can certainly do this too, and sometimes it happens with the sons. But by and large, it's the women that just make this decision, and it's kind of a snap judgment thing. What this does, well, so what I will do is I will ask them, first, when I start to see that this is the case, I will ask them, how does your husband feel about this? What does he think about you having this dog in the first place? And generally the answer is rather vague-ish. The husband didn't really care, he didn't really mind, he doesn't like dogs too much, but he said it was okay, that type of thing. It was all right, whatever I wanted to do, and as a result, he's fairly aloof with the dog. Well, what that translates into, what the husband is really saying to her is, you know, honey, I know you're going to do what you want to do anyway, so you might as well just go ahead. Whatever. And I'll tell you what, that hurts a husband, that hurts a man. It causes him to be resentful in the long run if that keeps happening in other areas of the home, of your choices. And there again, this could be men to women too. It could go back and forth, but generally what I see is women. And I'm not trying to be critical in any way. But when you have a dog that's brought into the home where not everyone has agreed upon it, and that in itself causes a friction energy. So the dog picks up on the friction energy, and since he's a mirror of what you are and do, he will start to act out. So settle on it. Settle on it. Our show, the Shelter and Rescue show that we did, we sat down with the Gray family and had a very intricate interview and question and answer on was everybody on the same page with getting the dog, and what type of dog would they like, and all the various details. We covered all the aspects to give you an idea of what you really should be doing before you even decide to, if you want a dog in the first place, let alone if you want a puppy from a breeder, a dog that a friend has that can't keep it anymore, one that's free on Craig's, or if you do want to go into the shelter and rescues. Now also a very important time to make this decision about your dogs is before you get married. If you're engaged to be married and your spouse has a dog or dogs, and maybe you do too, it's the same as bringing children together in a marriage where it's the second time around. Maybe this is your first marriage on both sides, but if you have dogs, it's essential that the dogs know how to get along, and we're showing you how to do that in this program. It's essential that both of you accept the other dog, and that it's not this my dog, your dog, your dog, your dog, this blaming thing about the other dog. It can really cause a lot of division in families. So do watch that. In the dynamics of your family, make sure that unity is key.